Anyway, let's get into some music. Let's get into some super chats. There was a couple other analysis videos that I wanted to cover, but I guess I talked about politics a lot. You know, that was not even my plan, but things happen. So what do we want to do? Let's just do some NPM. I don't want to think about what music I want to pick. Just go to NPM. That's the standby. Here we go.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home.
All right. Just make myself large again here. This is nonsense, bud. What the hell is wrong with you, bud? That's what really helps people. You know, hold the frame. You guys want one more? Oh, yeah, okay, well, pay up, okay? You want one more? All right, I'll do one more. Let's do one more, let's do it. You've convinced me. You know I love you guys. You know we're having fun. What the hell is wrong with you guys? All right, let's do this Jane Elliott thing here.
Look at him. Should we just sit anywhere? Should we just sit anywhere? If you came into a room in which the chairs were arranged in this way, and the brown-eyed people were sitting in these chairs in this way, and nobody was sitting in the chairs in the middle, where would you sit?
I'm gonna sit where I damn well please, woman. Because I'm a free man. I was born a free man.
In the middle. That would make sense to me. Would it make sense to you? Where are you going? Get
Good girl. Look at that
in the
girl.
blue-eyed section. The blue-eyed section is in the middle of the room. Get there.
Sit where you damn well please. We live in America. This is our fucking country. This ain't Jane Elliott's country.
You're a non-brown? As far as I'm concerned, you're a bluey.
Bluey! You bligger.
Now, is this one giggling? What do you know about him?
You balloon, right? It's not a raccoon, it's a balloon. You balloon.
It's because he's ignorant. What else do you know about him? He's in his little child's ego state, isn't he? Get up here and sit down on the floor.
So she's going to toughen him up, right? She's going to verbally abuse him until he's unhappy.
You too. Get up here and sit down on the floor.
I was really
Look, this is all based on consent, too.
tired
Like,
when I entered.
These people that were sent off to death camps, you know, loaded into trains and then put into these death camps in the Soviet Union. And we'll say in Germany, these people, they had the numbers to rush the guards and overwhelm the guards and kill them very easily. I mean, especially these Russian partisans and these ethnic Germans that were in Russian-occupied territory, and that were also in Allied-occupied territory after the war, that were sent off to the Soviet Union. They willingly gave up their guns. They were given promises by Churchill and by, I think it was Truman at that point, and certainly Eisenhower. They were given promises that they wouldn't be sent off to Soviet Russia. And so they gave up their guns willingly. And still they had the numbers to rush the guards at the train cars and to kill them with their bare hands. It would have cost a few guys, right? But you say, now! You say now, and then you spring. And this happens sometimes. But you know who had the most success doing this? By doing this now thing? Now! And then everybody strikes. You know who had the most success doing that? The Jews in the Warsaw Uprising. We have to think about ethnocentrism. You know, these Germans, they were given promises by Eisenhower, and then they were sent off to die. They were liquidated. They were liquidated. They were put in death camps, and they were liquidated. I mean, like turning up on a fish tank, turning the water to boiling. They were killed like dogs, worse than dogs, worse than chickens. They were like, it was nothing. And they just like consented to it. They just went with it. So, you know, there's something to be said about the Warsaw Uprising and like how long it lasted, and this idea of like, well, spring it on the guards and stuff like this. You need to hear this. You are not taught this in public school. You need to understand that if you're ever put in a situation like this, if you are ever rounded up, and if you ever started to be, you're doled out by whatever basis, you need to understand when you can take your chance, and you need to understand that you need to get into a conspiracy, and that you need to be making eye contact, and that you need to find the other guys so that you can take it to these guys and you can escape. And you can kill whoever needs to be killed so that you can make your escape, and so that you can refortify yourself, and so you can defend yourself properly as a man. You're not taught this in school. You're not told this anywhere. I mean, the closest you have to this is like Alex Jones. This is the only person that's saying anything like this. In these scenarios, in this situation, you don't want this stuff to be sprung on you, because when you are taking, she's saying the ego state, right? The ego state is the guy's weapon. It's his weapon against the farce of what she is doing. It's the thing that keeps him like real. You know, when people talk about kill your ego and stuff like this, these psychopaths like Mike Cernovich, who tells you to kill your ego. The ego, you need a strong ego, because it's the ego in these situations of surrender, and it's in these situations of like retreat and stuff like this. It's the ego that helps you to be able to see the farce, and to be able to connect with the other men that have the ego, and then to be able to spring it upon your captors. And you will maybe at some point in your life need to spring it upon your captors, all of you that are watching this. And I really wish this is something your fathers would have taught you. It's something that I just had to figure out, and it's something that I watched. You know, why did I always thought about this, like, why was the Warsaw Uprising so successful? Well, it's because of this. It's because of the ethnocentrism. It's because of the unwillingness to adhere to false constructs, and it's the unwillingness to be disarmed. Never allow yourself to be disarmed, ever. And if they catch you or whatever, and they get a number of you and stuff like this, and they pen you up or whatever, you have to look for it. You have to look for that moment. You have to, and when someone yells now, you have to go for it, because at that point you're going to be killed like sheep. You're going to be killed like you're nothing. You have to understand this. You're going to be smashed like bugs. And so when the guy yells now, and whoever he is, and there's always one guy. You see it in cinema, and it's depicted. You've seen there are a number of movies, and I can't think of one exactly. Like, I think Great Escape is one of them, but like there are a number of movies where they even show this. Because they're such twisted psychopaths, the communists that have run Hollywood, what they'll show you is one guy. One guy yells now, and then he goes and he dies. He dies fruitlessly. You know, he dies alone. Basically, nobody else goes. I think there was a movie like Defiance or something that came out like this, or. There's a couple movies anyways that have shown this, but the guy is like never successful. But you have to understand that you will be successful, and that it's not like in the movies. That there have been many escapes made, and there have been many uprisings in prisons and stuff like this that have been successful. Prison camps in Asia where guys broke out and then they just got lost in the jungle and sick and had trouble. But there have been many instances where the guards have been rushed. And the guys make it, because it's not just one guy that fruitlessly and needlessly throws down his life. Many people join in this, and you need to be conditioned to this, and you need to spread the word on this. This can't be the only time that you're exposed to this idea. This can't be the only time that this thing is said and acknowledged among us. And I can't be the only person that is saying this. You need to spread this. You need to understand that we have an ethnocentrism, that we're together, and that when our globalist captors have us, as they have us now, and you know, they're on the precipice of taking our guns and putting all these taxes on assault rifles and stuff like this, and limiting magazine capacities and stuff like this. They have us in a line, more or less, and we can, you know, we're waiting for Trump, and if Trump says now, then we all go, and we do what needs to be done, and basically let's put people in prison at this point. Like it's low stakes now compared to what it's going to be in 50 years if we let this thing slide. Don't let your apathy put you. Don't let your apathy put your children to be in this situation at public school. But then, like, don't be one of these people. Don't be one of these people that just sits in the chair because the bitch tells you to sit in the chair. You go up and you smack her. And if she has guards there, then you wait until you can smack her in private. Or you do what you need to do, right? Because that's reality. Like, what she's doing is trying to paint this all as a teaching tool. But it's not a teaching tool in the slightest. She's abusing these people, she's harming them, and she's getting on film so that this message can be disseminated. Well, disseminate this. Watch for the guards. Watch for your time, and take the guards when you have to. Do it.
The room, but I didn't have any expectations.
And this, by the way, this is not like some call to action, like, you know, go do terrorism or something like this. I'm talking figuratively. They will spring the trap and they will lead you to slaughter. So look for your time and take it.
I was just sitting there and
Don't be alone. Don't be weak. Be strong.